Hey guys, welcome back to Insecurity, the official recap podcast for Insecure on HBO. I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Fran, hey.
And we are joined today by our amazing, lovely, and talented friend, Franchesca Ramsey, a.k.a. Cheska Lee. In the building. Hootie hoo.
The only time I approve of air horns are when Fran does them.
So tell the 4 people who don't know you a little bit about yourself.
Oh, way to call them
love
it. I host a show for MTV News called Decoded. I also have a podcast with my husband called Last Name Basis. I used to write for Comedy Central. I just recently wrote for Black Girls Rock.
That's
Super
right. That's
exciting.
right. Doing big things.
Yeah. So, I'm out here trying, working.
Oh, a.k.a. Fran Squared.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, the friends are here.
The girlfriends. Get it?
I love it. Anytime y'all are together, people are literally like,
Oh my
the
God.
friends.
They always look at us because
Like a
Cheska always
pair.
turns into a joke, of course. She's like, I only hang with girls named Fran.
I do it. We went out to dinner and I was like, my friend Francesca's coming and I'm also Francesca. The guy was like, what? She's my only friend. I only am friends with people that have my name.
And when I walked in, he was like, hi, Francesca's waiting for you at the table. I was like, all right.
Oh, wow. So he kept it going.
He did.
I'm like, Fran told him the joke.
And I was like, your name is Brad, so you're not friends with us.
And you won't be. This is super temporary.
It's cute that you got the joke, but you're not in on the joke, Brad.
Okay, well, God bless Brad. We are jumping right into episode 6 of the season, and Issa is in bed, skin flawless, gorgeous,
always.
looking like Fran.
Which Fran? Oh, you'll never know because this is a podcast and you can't see us.
She has an alarm set though, so she can get up and move that raggedy ass car for alternate side parking.
I was
The
dead.
struggle. I didn't know that they had that in LA because they have that here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I realized it when she got up and actually moved the car, what it was she was doing. I was like,
where is she going?
so you have to do
with
that?
this look, this outfit.
I thought maybe it was just a tow truck situation, but then as soon as I saw, I was
Yeah.
like, damn, one more reason I'm okay with not having a car.
Yeah, so the bumper and the hood are fucked up.
But I love the neighbor. He was like, yo, your bumper's falling off. She's like, thanks.
Like, nigga, do you think I don't know that?
Hello.
Okay, Captain Damn Obvious. So, yeah, she's obviously going to have to take care of that. Meanwhile, Molly is working late in the office when the phone rings and Dro is on the other line.
Gosh.
Danger.
They did it. The nasty, they did it. And so the conversation's a little awkward at first. You know, her defenses are high and he's just trying to tease like everything's normal. And they're just about to get into what happened when the line beeps and it's Molly's mom on the other line. And she comes up with the best lie / get off the phone combo.
Right.
Yeah, just don't answer at all. Decline.
Yeah.
Over.
Decline your mama and hang up.
Working late. Again.
Yeah, I know. I know you work hard. I was just playing.
Ah, okay.
You watched the game last night?
No, I got some of it.
I can't believe D'Angelo missed that last 3. Knew we should have drafted Porzingis.
Oh. So, am I the only one tripping that we had sex?
You know, whispering doesn't change the fact that we had sex.
Hold on, I got another call coming. Y'all gotta take it. It's my mom.
I said,
Notes taken.
new strategy. Yes.
You don't do that to just say that you have another call and just get off the phone with somebody?
I've never done it when I really...
It's been a while since
I don't do that
pulled
when I
card.
really do have another call. When I really do have another call, then I click over and talk to that person. But I've never just
Why
like
hung up on both.
I don't know. Now I feel like late. Like I should have been
Cheska's
known
like,
about.
you guys don't do
Catch
that.
up. Sometimes I just don't want to talk on the phone.
No, that's me always. So,
But it was weird that she made it so awkward. He literally was trying to talk about the game.
Well, I mean, we knew it would be awkward because it's Molly,
Yeah.
and she had the reservations about sleeping with her friend anyway. So
And
of course,
she was emotional.
yeah, and so she went right after seeing what happened with her parents.
Yeah.
And so she just went
But you
straight
know,
into her head.
The thing is about the whole parent situation is that I realize, well, throughout the whole show, we've seen that Molly has really unrealistic expectations for relationships.
Yes.
Like if a guy is into her, she doesn't want him. if a guy doesn't have certain jobs, she don't want him. If he has a really great job, then it's too much. Like, it's just like, girl, what?
Yeah, we were saying that in the last episode. I was like wondering if she just likes the challenge of the chase and not necessarily. There's some women.
I don't know if it's the challenge of the chase, but like the fear of actually finding somebody and being in love with them. So it's like better to just give all of these unattainable qualifications so that you can always just be like, well, they didn't meet them.
Right, right.
No one's ever going to meet them.
Until her world was shattered. And found out her dad was a gutter snipe.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Come on, gutter snipe. Right. No mercy over here today. So Issa, of course, is catching the bus now because that's how you get around.
And I'm mad she's mean mugging the little Latino kid. I was like, what's this little interaction?
What is going on with her?
She turned into Mr. Gaines for a second there.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
Right? It was a weird, brown on black interaction.
Especially
there.
because of that guy that she's kind of talking to, and she's like totally fetishizing him, being
Nico?
Latino. Yeah, and being like, ay, ay, ay. Like, I feel like she
she did do all that.
What is her problem?
She did do the
I wonder if this is a setup for us to see some underlying issues.
Oh, man.
That's what I thought.
I thought she was just mean mugging because who wants to be on the bus?
I mean that too. As a New Yorker,
right?
I understand.
I thought that was just her face. Like, I'm on the fucking bus. So,
but he did clutch his bag.
He definitely did the look
really
away.
Far away. Like, how the hell am I going to steal your bag from the back of the bus?
People will think you will steal it from across the street. I've seen it.
And if you look up and somebody is just like staring you down, you might be like, okay, bitch, let me just secure my shit in case I have to run real quick. Right. She's wearing a t-shirt that says the FBI killed Fred Hampton. And I said, so this is what we doing today,
Girl.
HBO? And we go in there. We just wish that you bitches is shaking the table. So anyway, mean mugging this young man. She walks home looking again at that raggedy ass bumper like, gonna have to do something about that. But she texts Daniel to see what's up, haven't seen you in a while. And he does the thing where he starts to text back and then he stops.
So real.
That is
so real.
Oh, the worst.
I love that they showed that.
Yeah, no, me too. I love that this show incorporates text in a way that doesn't feel like hacky. I feel like anytime I see text in a show, I'm like, ugh, like eye roll. Like, I get it, it's 2017.
Oh,
like,
where the bubble like pops up on the side of the screen.
Because they're always just, I don't know, it always is bad, but on this show it feels really authentic. And that little ... thing is one of those perfect little extra touches that just make it seem very real.
Because it happens to everybody. You hit somebody
waiting
up
for the bubble and you're like,
okay, so you type it. Apple fucked us up with that.
I'm actually really fucked up because I have a GIF of those little ... and sometimes I just send it to people to fuck with them.
Oh, that's not funny.
So they'll be like, what
play too much?
So they're just waiting for you to text them back the whole time?
No, first you text them, I have something really important to tell you.
No,
Cheska. And you send them those 3 dots forever. And then they're like, what happened?
So I feel like Issa was just not in the mood to get played via iMessage. She sees the dots and then they're gone, so she's just over it.
And it seemed like he'd been dodging her for a while because the way she reacted, it was like he's kind of not feeling the place she put him in the last time they interacted.
And it comes up again later this episode, but I'm like, Issa, you also don't really have the right to be
exactly.
mad.
And that's what Molly called her out on. Like, you're talking to
other
beautiful
people.
Lots of dudes, right.
So why are you getting in your feelings that, like, you're not a priority for him?
She wants her dick on demand.
Right. Okay. And I think she knows that she's being unreasonable, so she just goes in the house and gets on the couch and checks her email. She has an invite from Tiffany to go to Sexplosion.
That damn name.
I said, well, excuse the hell out of me. What would we be doing at Sexplosion?
Yeah, that sounds like an STD.
It does. They were right.
Yeah, it really does.
But the fact that title made her look away out into the window like, I want a sex
I need a Sexplosion.
And then she looks over at her neighbor's window like, and the light is on. This is perfect.
Like it's Krispy Kreme.
Bad move. Right.
Bitch, that don't mean you can come get you one just because the light is on.
Roll up in his crib.
I couldn't believe she did that.
It makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I'm really looking at her. Like, at first I got it, but now it's getting to the point where, like, girl, now you're just being ridiculous.
She seems pressed.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a little pressed.
Yeah, it's kind of like not even just a whole phase because you want to have one, because you feel like you need to have one, or you're supposed to be, or I'm using these niggas, so if I want dick on demand, then it should just be there.
Right.
Yeah. Why doesn't she just get those? Why did she never invest in batteries? You could do rechargeables.
You're right.
We saw her do that scene, and then she never
went and got them.
No, that would change and fix a lot of things for her.
And that would have been funny too, to have her go into Best Buy like Tasha asking for batteries. Who as the world turns?
I can't deal with you. So she sees that Neighbor Bay's light is on. She decides
Neighbor Bay.
I like that.
Yeah, I didn't even come up with that. I feel like that was Kelly.
I thought that was
you.
Kelly. Oh shoot.
No, I didn't
Tasha. Well, no. Chase Ho, Neighbor Bay. Chris will be on it.
No, see, and she didn't even work at Chase. But
Did
anyway,
you see the Chase tweet?
Yes.
I screamed.
Yo.
I was like, I wanted to tweet Crissle's impact.
That
Crissle's influence.
So many people tagged me in that. Like,
Really?
bitch, this is your fault.
Like the actual
so funny.
bank. Oh my God.
Yo, brands be on it now.
Yeah.
They know. Because guess what? People went up and opened a Chase account just because of that. I swear to God, somebody was like,
Somebody
you know what?
did.
This was the tipping point. Now that I know Chase watches Insecurity, I'm there.
Or with all of the Tasha references over the past few episodes, I feel like people were just adding Chase nonstop. Like, y'all really let this hoe come work in your bank? So they were like, listen, chill,
Leave
Negroes
us alone.
of the
It's a
internet. So she, she hypes herself up again with her monologue, talking about, you ready to get fucked? I love, this is another one of those.
She's a mess, yo.
She is. She's so damn awkward. But just like the moment in your bathroom where you're getting ready and you're trying to psych yourself up like, yeah, bitch, you fine. Edges laid, looking right, you sexy.
You playing Bodak Yellow and getting in the mood.
Yes.
She had a little print
on
shirt.
my lake? I'm like, okay. The only line I know.
She said, come get this African pussy.
Yo.
I'm like, first of all, you have to be African to say that. You cannot not be African.
I was like, they need a problematic button that we can press while we're watching.
But Issa is African, right?
Right,
yeah.
right.
So anyway, she's pumped up, pussy on fire, everything on fire.
Nothing. No, don't say your pussy is on fire.
She said it.
Okay.
She said fire just like this
You're
pussy.
like,
Yeah, that's a bad way to describe
she
it.
did
This
say
pussy
that.
is
A
fire.
different kind of
Oh,
fire.
Not on
It is.
fire.
Okay, yeah.
It's an important
Yes,
distinction.
be careful.
Words mean things,
That's
right,
right. You
Crissle?
right,
You might have a
friend.
lawsuit on your hands
Oh,
if that
man.
shit's actually on fire.
The friends keep me together, boy. So she carries her little narrow ass right on down to Neighbor Bay's house and knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, whatever, with full confidence. And he opens the door and says,
Oh,
Did I?
did
Did you text me? Did I tell you to come by? My bad. And that, when he said my bad, that should have been her clue to go home.
Yeah.
The
But
fact she
she's
didn't pick
awkward.
up on it.
Right. But she just,
She can't pick up on social cues, it seems.
yeah.
bad with them.
I guess that's the theme.
Yes.
Did you text me? Did I tell you to stop by? My bad.
No. I just, I saw your light was on and I figured I'd come through.
Oh,
So,
Eddie, where's your charger?
oh, that's my friend. She's from econ class. She was tutoring me on a lot of things I need. If I knew we were doing this, I would've been up them stairs a long time ago.
you sloppy ass young nigga, you gonna do me like that? I'm over here serving you my finest and you gonna send my shit back? I could cry right now. I'm so embarrassed and mad. I hope you can't get it up and her pussy is trash.
I think the thing about Issa is that she has a script in her head
Yes.
for how it's going to go. And so when people try to deviate from that, she's just like,
gets thrown off.
that's not what you were supposed to say. You were supposed to
Right.
say, what's up, babe? And open the door and let me in. So that's what she's focused on. And she's not really listening to the words that he says. And so he has to, again, say, I'm chilling. Oh yeah, that's my econ classmate. She
And
tutoring me
homegirl
on
in
a
the
lot
back.
of stuff.
Yeah.
You knew she was a bird because she was like, "Your charge." She had to mark
your
her
charger?
territory.
That is so
Where's
funny.
your charger? I see you talking to the girl at the door.
Yeah. And it's like not until she hears the girl's voice does she realize like, oh he's in
shit.
here with another woman having sex.
But how is she going to be upset about that?
She got really
She
mad.
was really pissed.
She went into the fantasy
Into
sequence,
her
pissed
cipher.
off. Yeah, mad at him. You little young nigga. You know, I'm going to come down here and deliver my pussy. You just go send my shit back. Are you crazy, motherfucker? But she says, I could cry because I'm so embarrassed and so mad. And I'm thinking, I would be too, but sis, you played yourself.
I mean, I'd be embarrassed. I don't know that I'd be mad.
I'd be mad at myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
I mean, at the same time, it's not really anything worth being mad about or embarrassed. Like, especially because she has all these dudes on deck. So clearly she can move on to somebody else. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to have feelings about Issa, like more so not feeling bad for her and just being like, girl, you need to get over this.
But the fact that did you guys notice she like stayed at the door until he closed it in her face?
It. Yes, I noticed that.
I was like, Issa.
So
like,
why
she stood
would
there
you
in
do
the door,
that?
Love
like,
yourself.
Right. Like, sis.
You're like, come on, queen.
Yeah.
As soon as he said, did I text you and tell you to come over my bed? She should have been like,
Pivot.
No, I just thought I left my debit card over here the other day, but don't worry, I'll hit you up tomorrow.
Like, did I leave my charger? Is that my charger she's asking for?
I think she's asking for my charger.
Shit, I would have pulled out.
Oh my God.
Anything. Issa does not know how to save face.
Come on now.
So, bless her heart. He really does have to close the door on her for her to get it.
Yo, that part of my heart. I was like, Issa, come on. And then you see
Have
the
a little
notice.
pride.
But you see this
The
noise
notice on the-
violation.
yeah.
I'm like, yo, they getting them out. It's a notice every day at this point.
Another notice on the back of his door. But as soon as Neighbor Bae shuts the door, she gets a text from Daniel finally saying he's not coming through, which she
Dodging
knew
her.
anyway.
Yeah.
But so I guess that just put the cherry on her shit night. She's not. It's not working out, man. The whole phase is not moving forward.
The
way
hoetation ain't flowing.
these niggas is fucking up. On her way back to her apartment, she sees Thug Yoda, Fran's favorite.
Yay!
I was like, "You going to Target?"
But I love.
I like how upset she was by that. She was so funny. She was like, "No, I'm not going." I was like,
Why?
whoa.
Why would I be going to Target?
But I love the reverse psychology. He was like, "Why are you not going though?" She's like, "What are you like? Who is going to Target? What are you talking
It's
about?"
very much night outside.
He's like, "I needed some Bleenex and some bleach Blorox.
and some Blorox.
Some Blorox bleach."
That character is committed to not
love
making
him.
this
Well, and
Z
his
or
shirt
queso.
said boast.
I
on the
noticed
back.
that.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it
Which I
said
thought-
boast instead
yeah.
of coast on the back. I'm like,
Him
this
and
man.
Chad just have my heart.
That's so funny.
Oh man! So Issa's frustrated. Meanwhile, Lawrence is pitching woot woot, which means I was wrong. The
right.
white girls
I really
did not
thought you
steal
were
it.
on it.
I mean, because they just seemed way too excited, but they were probably just drunk.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, he's pitching woot woot, and everybody is really nice. His bosses have great feedback for him. Tell him he did a really good job on it, and he's feeling good about it. But it's noticeable even in that scene that
They were
no one.
way too excited.
Yeah, it was like
I
just
read
heaping
the-
on the
I
compliments.
totally read the industry okey doke. Because when someone's like smiling too much, and notice they were asking him questions about like the analytics, like
Yep.
everything but the actual app
right. And
buying time.
right, no one said, okay, so let's work on this, and then
What the
move
next
forward.
steps are,
or,
yeah.
right. No one initiated a next step. They talked about his damn retro J's, which were fly.
That was so awkward.
They
though.
were-
Yeah, they were trying so hard to show how like cool and down they were. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It was super awkward. And the fact that they were complimenting him so much, it felt like when a little kid brings you like an ugly ass drawing and you like
You have to do the most.
and you have to be like, wow, you used a lot of colors and you it's on construction paper and you did a really great job.
This
Can't
is
wait
a
to see your
good
next drawing.
piece of
That
paper.
is so-
You did a great job. And you're like, this looks like shit.
Oh my
Right,
God,
no.
you're right. It was all fluff.
It was all fluff.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
no substance there, but he takes some comfort from the fluff.
He loved it.
I think deep down he knows something is off, but he's just like, Okay.
He'll take whatever he can get at this point.
Oh, damn.
It's the truth. He needs, I mean, look at the way he's been behaving over the past few episodes.
Yeah.
You give him any sort of attention, he's like, oh, someone likes me? Like, oh, great. Like, it's like, dude, calm yourself. Like, you're an attractive man. Like, why are you so thirsty? Like, he just needs, like, constant validation.
Yeah, I can see that.
He does. He's been out here wilding out since Issa. You know, he fucked up big with Tasha.
We still haven't heard from Tasha.
I think Tasha is done.
You
and
think
good for
she's
her.
done?
Yes. Fran, just because you don't know how to, just because Fran don't cut niggas off.
I know, you see my trigger, right? I'm like, she's not gonna call
She
one
can
more time.
really be done, right?
So change. Like, no, he's not.
She didn't get drunk on Saturday and text him?
No more barbecue?
No, I think Tasha meant it when she was like, you a fuck nigga and I'm finished.
Well,
So Issa and Molly are at the repair shop and
about to get jerked.
oh man,
As always with women in repair shops.
The worst. See, that's
$5,500.
She should have brought Daniel with her. I feel like that would have been.
Oh,
but I mean,
yes.
but that's one of those moves that you do when you're trying to like make things official. Like, you know, that's like boyfriend type shit.
You
right.
think?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
fuck buddy is not coming with me to taking me to get my car fixed, friend.
Yeah, but if it's understood that it's like they're gonna give me a higher rate, do me a solid and come with me.
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing to do. But
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't get this great conversation
Right.
with Issa and Molly. And Molly's, you know, talking about sleeping with Dro and talking about, you know, the vibe is fucked up now. And Issa's like, yeah, it would be because you fucked him. So fuck is definitely
You literally
the vibe.
fucked your
I
friend.
will say I love that Issa was like, you want us to sleep right now? I was like, that was so funny.
It was.
That cracked me
Molly's
up.
like, I don't have anybody else that I can just talk to and be open with. She's like, bitch, I'm right here. We can fuck if you want to. And if that makes you feel better. But Molly says that Dro has seen her at her worst and he took her to prom when she dressed in all pink like Beyonce and check on it.
screamed.
I did too because I know exactly what that
the video
looks
started
like.
playing
Yes.
in everyone's mind as soon as
Yes, I'm like, I know
Yes.
exactly what the fuck pink outfit you're talking about. Yes. Oh, it was so good. She's like,
you see.
I bet. Oh, yes, Fran.
Giving us vocals.
Okay.
She always just gives you a little taste.
Well, just a little bit, you know. She never wants to do too much. Never does. But Issa says, oh, I bet that was real cute.
It was.
I just love that little black girl moments
So
again.
cute.
Something else that makes the show feel so authentic and relatable.
The references.
Yes,
yeah.
that iconic Beyonce
Well, and
outfit.
you know that means that they have black people and black women specifically in the room.
Yes.
You can hear it and feel it in all
Yes.
of the writing and all the relationships.
No
the
white
jokes.
woman has ever made a reference to Beyonce's all pink outfit and check on it. That has
so
never
real.
happened.
Well, I bet that look cute.
It did. But like, no matter what, he was always there for me. I just don't have another friend like that.
Hello? I'm right here. We can fuck if you want to.
Shut your ass up. You know what? I'm just gonna tell him that I value our friendship and it was a one-time thing and I was all emotional after all the shit that happened with my parents and we should just move forward as homies.
We all gonna have this deep ass conversation.
Tonight, we getting together to watch the game.
Yeah.
So they're
Like, you know,
talking
sports.
about, you know, Dro and Molly says she'll meet up with him tonight to talk about it at the game. And here goes Issa again. This whole scene, she is on it.
Her line.
Yes, Molly's like, bitch, don't act like you know anything about sports.
And then she was like, and when are you guys going to have this emotional ass conversation?
Well, real.
Tonight.
So yeah, the LA Wheelers happen. That's not a thing.
Oh, gosh.
Issa talking about, yeah, I have the hat.
The
It got
wheels on
wheels.
it, right? That's so me.
So yeah, and then of course after she gets the $5,500 estimate, being like,
I was dead, though, because I knew it.
I'm poor.
I
You don't have that kind of money.
But I died and Molly goes, I'll give you a ride. She's like,
like,
you
"You
have
have
to.
What other option do I
How
have?
else am I going to get home?
Oh my God.
Issa and Lawrence are really both not doing great, independent
No.
of one another.
As expected.
I mean,
They
yeah,
didn't,
it's
neither
been a
one of
while.
them took the time to like process the breakup.
It's only been 4 or 5 months, and they were together for years.
Right.
So.
And in some ways, they're both doing the same thing in that they're like trying to use sex to get through the breakup.
Yeah.
Like they're both like, let's just have sex with people.
Right.
But
Use other people, period.
Yeah, that doesn't actually help you process. If anything, you need to take time off from having sex or trying to do anything and just focus on yourself.
I swear that is the number one piece of advice I give people for getting over breakups. I'm like, cut off contact as much as possible with the person that you have these feelings for, and then just, like push forward and leave other people out of your bullshit.
Yep.
Be by yourself somewhere and figure out your feelings and where you're going to go from here. Like that whole healing process, that's something you have to do alone. But people, I don't know, I think maybe everybody else just needs sex
I think it's
way more than I do.
It's easier to not do that.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to sit around with your heart broken and be sad. People are like, I would rather get drunk and go fuck. What?
Right.
I don't want to sit here and deal with my fucking feelings.
Even though it's the fastest way to heal.
It is.
Ironically.
Right. Because if you would just chill out and do that, 6 months later, you would be ready for your wholeness.
She be chilling. She passed by Lawrence like, hey, boo.
So the vacation
How's
plans.
that app you been working on?
Okay.
How's that woot woot?
Fran.
That is so shitty.
What did his coworker say? Dying out?
Yeah. What's that sound?
But you know what? I will say, like, I loved at the coworker. I wrote this quote down because it really spoke to my heart. That she said, "Sometimes saying goodbye means you're making room for something better."
Yeah,
and it's so true.
That was a good one.
That's exactly what they both should be doing is realizing that that was not good for either of them, and they need to do something better. And I just was like, next time I don't book a gig, I'm gonna be like, something better is coming.
That's real.
It's true. Actually, after that conversation between them, I viewed the whole app situation as a look into his life as a whole.
Yeah.
When they were telling him, Lawrence 2.0. Yeah, and how he couldn't let it go because he had his mind set on this app working.
Right.
And wasn't even thinking about the possibility of it not working.
But that's also kind of what their relationship was like, that Issa and him had been together a long time. And so Issa felt like, I've been with him for so long. I need to figure it out.
They were creatures of habit and comfort.
Absolutely. Sometimes you have to let stuff go.
Yeah.
You really do. So at work, Lawrence is talking to that coworker, and he seems so excited. Like, what should I tweak for, the next go round? And she's like,
yeah, maybe
your expectations, because they're not interested.
What do you think I should tweak before my next step?
Your expectations?
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, but if I'm just being honest, I don't think Woot Woot is viable.
Based on what?
It just felt outdated.
I mean, it's cool if you don't see the vision. Good thing you're not the one greenlighting it.
Okay, I'm just saying, I know when they're into something. Like with the saddle pitch, they asked questions, they poked holes, they even scheduled a follow-up. It's weird. It's like they don't want to offend you.
And I feel like, again, deep down, Lawrence knows that she's right, but he can't take the L emotionally right now.
He can't take another one.
I mean, he just gave his dick away for $46.
Oh, my God. That was so embarrassing.
Yo,
for $46 and a weekend song.
Oh, but I love that. I felt like he needed to get used for a little bit because he did that to Tasha.
He did that to Tasha.
And she writes that girl was like, so, why aren't you fucking me now? She was just like, so you're done? She was like, another black guy fucked me. like
LaMarcus.
More than one.
LaMarcus.
And he was just sitting there like, damn, it was exactly what he needed.
That's true.
It was.
You know what I mean? He does need to take some L's.
He did. I mean, but I feel like he's not ready to accept another one right now with the death of Woot Woot. So he's just like, well, you're entitled to your opinion, and good thing you're not the one greenlighting it. Like, bro, won't nobody be greenlighting this? I'm trying to tell you.
And she said it. It seemed genuine. I didn't get this competitive or
not hater.
No, she was just like, bro, listen, I'm
and
gonna
that's
do you
why
a solid.
when he realized she was right, he went right back to her.
Yeah, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that was very.
I actually thought
mature.
that was very cool.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude,
he needed to. But before all that, Molly does meet up with Dro at the bar for the game.
Oh yeah, being awkward as hell.
Yeah, being a little weird, which is understandable if you've been lifelong friends with somebody and all of a sudden,
he
you
was
started sleeping together.
Way, way, way casual.
Yeah, kind of like, I do this all the time, which maybe you do.
Wait, but am I the only one who's not really sure that he has an open relationship?
No, you are not.
Because we haven't seen
we still
Candace.
haven't talked to Candace.
We haven't heard from
Right.
her. Apparently, she's still at this wellness retreat that everyone was tweeting.
No, she's
was
home
it
now.
France?
She was at.
People were. That's how I know people take this show so seriously. People were like, "Was she at your retreat?" And I couldn't tell if they were joking.
That's so
I was
funny.
like,
I would die if next season the writer's like, oh, I have to go to Hey Fran Hay's wellness retreat.
That would be
Issa, you hear
amazing.
that?
Kelly's going to come to your retreat because she has to get her chakras aligned or whatever you do to people's emotions.
Kelly probably pulling a flask out of her shirt.
Oh my God.
Like, this is blackberry rum. It's organic. Don't be mad. So yeah, Dro is playing it super cool, and I do have doubts about the whole open relationship thing.
I don't think it's real.
But you know, they're flirting around, and he acts like he's gonna feed her a fry, and then he eats it, and she snatches out his mouth, and of course they end up smashing again.
I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! How do we go from the fry?
You should have seen. Oh, I saw it.
That was a quick scene.
That was a P&V reference.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Putting the fry in the mouth. No one else says that. No one else says that.
Only fry.
Hey, will you dip your fry in my sauce? No one else says that.
No, you didn't.
Oh no!
Sorry.
A glimpse.
That's just
a
me
glimpse.
and Pat,
I don't
guess.
think I've.
Sorry.
Oh man, no, I don't think I've ever used that one. So.
Ew, I'm so no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
No, girl, we know. But they end up right back in bed. All she needed was to feel comfortable.
Oh my God.
That was all she needed.
But their chemistry is
I know
good.
they have great.
But it's because they've been
chemistry.
friends for so long too, so
Yeah.
that comfort is
yeah,
there.
it is. And so he's just
Woo-wee.
hitting it right on from the back, and
Woo,
she's
woo.
feeling great. Meanwhile, Nico arrives at Issa's house.
Little Nico.
Not little Nico. Like he's a puppy. He seems like a sweetheart.
Did you catch the height this time?
Oh, yes, I did, Fran. Fran put that in my head the other
Because I don't
day.
know how people didn't catch that.
Oh, why?
When that scene where they first met, when he got off from the stool, he was the same height.
Oh no!
And I didn't notice
that.
because I'm short, and every man is taller than I am. So
No, I didn't
That's
catch that
why.
either.
Yeah, because Issa made the face like, oh, okay. When she hugged him, like, damn.
But apparently she don't give a damn about the height thing because she
No,
starts
not
throwing
right
it
now.
at
She
him.
don't.
Oh my God.
She told Molly in the car, you know, I'm not doing that nice shit with Nico. He's coming over and dropping off that dick, period. So she's flirting around, acting like her skirt is too short.
I was dead at that part.
She was like, "Well, it's coming off." Like, girl, stop.
This is again what I'm talking about when I say Issa has a script in her head, and she sticks to it no matter how awkward or ridiculous it sounds. Because girl, we haven't done this since 8th grade.
I'm dead at her
Who
having
puts on
scripts.
skirts like, I don't
little
know, do you
denim
like
one.
it? It's kind of like my ass is just popping in it too much. Like, what man has ever been like, yeah?
And then he's like, it's great. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's being nice. You know, she
Yeah.
offers him some wine and pretends she knows anything about wine. Talking about stone
The
fruit.
stone, what was it? The
Yeah,
stone fruit?
It's mad stone fruit in that.
He's just smiling. He was like, what the fuck?
She's just repeating stuff from the wine tasting they had last year when they
Oh,
went out to
shoot.
Malibu at
I
the
didn't even
Casita.
catch that. The Casita.
Remember, we didn't know what
God.
Casita was.
You guys messaged us for months after that.
Oh,
It was
that's
a
the worst.
casita.
A
We were like,
casita.
this is Casita.
We didn't, because we don't know.
We
But
don't
yeah,
know nice
She's
things.
just repeating those same words from the wine tasting. She don't know shit
I didn't
about
even
it.
remember
didn't
that.
pick up on
That's
that
so
either.
funny.
Because who drinks wine? Like, yeah, you could taste this mad stone fruit. It's hella stone fruit.
Well, being that I drink
$7 wine.
the jugs.
I mean, listen, it is. Sometimes you need a lot of wine. So she keeps trying to initiate sex. She does the trick where you put music on and then put your phone in a coffee mug as like a little portable cheap
Yeah.
speaker.
He was like,
I
"Wow, that's so cool."
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Really? No.
It's a cheap, fast way to amplify the sound on your phone. Just a little bit, obviously. It's not going to be like
yeah.
a boom box. But
Right.
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
He's like, oh, okay, cute life hack.
Right.
But he's like, you know, let's go to dinner. He's trying to make moves and she's trying to make totally different moves. And I thought it was ironic that the song she plays is Over by Sid.
Yes.
Which is a breakup song.
That's how we knew this shit right here
Oh damn.
was
Yeah.
over.
Because then Sid, right, in the background, Sid's like, I think it's safe to say it's over.
I did not pick up on that either.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
I'm
track.
like, only Issa would try to play sexy music and then play a song that is like
breakup song.
all about how me and you are not going to be together no more. So she keeps trying to throw it at this man. He says, I like you too much. I kind of just want to go slow. And that's not what Issa's here for. You know, she's here for the whole face. She's not here for feelings.
And he hit her with the sweetie. I was like, oh, I cringe. He was like, sweetie, like,
so right. I
relax.
couldn't tell if he really is interested in her.
I think he likes her.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like something's
I felt like
missing.
he didn't. Yeah, I felt
Really?
like he didn't really.
There's something. Like, I was like, is he married? I don't know. I feel there's a block there. Maybe I was just trying to read it.
He definitely gave her like a cold one when she, was like trying to hang out later. The first
night.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I just thought maybe he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. And I'm like, what is this?
Look at us projecting. I mean, is he married?
He's trash of some
I'm
sort.
like, that's what guys do. No, I mean, real talk, that's what Patrick did when I first started dating him. I was like, so you doing this? And
He was like, sweetie.
No, he wasn't. No, but like I tried to like hook up with him like the first night and he like totally turned me down.
Patrick, shout out to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
so
totally
maybe
did.
that's the cheat code.
Yeah,
Oh.
they turn you down the first time. Like, lock it up.
No, you know what? Don't be telling dudes that
Because then
they're gonna play the role like, no,
don't.
queen. I value you. I want to get to know you. Let's go to the restaurant.
No, queen.
No, queen.
So he wants to go to dinner. She definitely doesn't, and it is over. Great
That was
song
terrible.
choice,
Like,
right?
He like put on his jacket and
That was
left.
so, like, she was really giving him so much. She was like, ugh, goodbye.
And then the look when he was closing the door, he looked over at her like, "You savage,
Oh, man.
you savage piece."
I mean, like I only wanted one thing, and it was not
I
tortellini.
just wanted to love you.
Tortellini.
Love. He's not here for no damn love. Joe and Molly are in the bed, cuddled up, which I thought, this seems like a bad move. Shouldn't this be no strings attached sex? Shouldn't it be?
I don't know how these
they're
open
friends.
relationships are supposed to work.
I mean, so the thing about the thing about open relationships, I think, is like you're free to have sex with other people, but
You're not supposed to get emotionally
right,
involved with
creating
them.
another emotional attachment with somebody is like polyamory.
That's why we
think.
know he's lying.
See,
Shit.
look at
I'm
Fran.
just no, because it's
Y'all, she has her finger on her chin, like
Because the way they were
got
talking
my
about
marriage
it,
goggles on. Something about this don't seem right. This is how it
yes,
works.
married lady,
and I mean, I get that different couples have different rules.
right?
But like y'all said, where's Candace?
Right,
Where's
and if you're in
Candace?
an open relationship, the only thing that makes you and your marriage partner married is the emotional bond. So,
Right, so
I would
why-
assume, that means
can't
that,
be threatened in any way.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and so it seems to me that like cuddling and all that is just a bad idea if you're supposed to be having no strings attached sex with somebody.
Yeah, and
But
talking
Molly is
and
like,
stuff.
who else are you sleeping with? How many other Mollys have you done this with? And all these other questions. I'm like, sis, this is irrelevant. Like,
Yeah.
As soon as she hit him with that, I was like, she ain't about this life.
she's
She
not about
She
it.
needs to stop.
She wasn't about it from the beginning.
No,
That's
she
what I don't
knew.
understand about her. She's so bad at relationships. She's so
And
bad.
boundaries.
Yeah, and then especially with the other dude, I can't remember his name. Like, he's a great guy.
Lionel.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
just him being nice and into her. She's like, I don't know. He's like he just like wants it. Like, wait, bitch, you have wanted this. She makes me so mad. She's so mad.
Yeah, but Dro swears that Candace knows and it was her idea for the relationship to be open.
No.
I mean, let's call her. Put her on speaker.
Really? Let's just FaceTime her together right now in the bed, see how
right
she
now
feels about
in the
that.
bed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they should
my
have done
God.
that.
But Molly, that's all she wanted to hear. She heard Candace was cool with it. She's like, that's some boss shit, you know. Applaud a real bitch when I see her. And then I'm going to go right back to fucking her husband.
No.
And then he was all like, it was her idea.
No.
She didn't want us to have limitations.
So I still am waiting for them to actually talk to for Molly to talk to Candace.
OMG,
Yeah,
y'all.
no, I'm waiting for Candace to like bump into them or like show up somewhere that they're at and it to be really messy.
Oh, Lord. Well, we'll see. Lawrence, after being kindly told about himself,
After being okey doke. stoked.
Yeah, goes by his boss's office to ask for feedback on the Woot Woot presentation. And again, it is the same overly positive, we don't like this, but we're trying to be nice about it bullshit. Just a steady stream of words that don't mean anything.
And they were like, just, keep coming up with ideas.
Yeah. Well, so when he presses them about like moving forward and next steps and all that, finally they break down a little bit and they're like, we want you to feel free to continue submitting projects. And we love your vibe and you bring so much to the team and all this, which still seems like white people's really delicate way of trying to tell you that they don't fuck with your thing.
Right, that this sucks.
Like, make sure I don't sound racist. Like, I feel like, again, such a good description of like what it's like to be Black in corporate America. Because you can feel the tension of them not wanting to be honest because of how it might be perceived. And so like the trigger is like, oh, your shoes. Cool. Where's
that store again?
Ice Kicks.
Because that they are.
Some icy kicks you got there.
And then they turned and went right back to work. I mean, it was like
the conversation was pretty much over.
Yeah, it was interesting how it was like done.
Like we're looking forward to seeing Lawrence 2.0, but Lawrence 1.5 won't be getting anywhere today. So
there's the door. See your way out.
So I guess he just needed to explicitly hear it to hear that Woot Woot is dead. So. Oh, sorry to hear that, Lawrence. But while you are dealing with all that, Issa and her friends are at Sexplosion.
This damn name.
And they make a beeline for the free condoms. Amen for the condoms.
Yeah, it's almost like they heard the tweets and then they like shot a pickup scene or something.
I bet.
Can they do that quickly?
No, I mean, I don't think that's what happened. I think
no.
I mean, when people were tweeting Issa about
we just weren't patient enough to wait.
I bet she wanted to say, wait a few episodes, niggas.
I think she kind of did that in her own professional way because she tweeted, she was like, we'll do better. She was like, we do imply it. And she showed like screenshots of the
it
condom
on the
next
tables.
to the bed. So she probably knew that this was coming.
Well, she definitely did. I bet she was just laughing like, y'all so mad.
Yeah. I think,
Shit.
I'm glad that it was in there for that reason.
No, yeah, for
if
sure.
for no other. And the lady has got like a various selection of flavored condoms. Apparently the women love Island Punch, which of all the flavors she listed, I'm thinking Island Punch dick does sound the best. It does.
But what killed me was how they were like, who the hell puts condoms while they're sucking a dick? She was like, it's like keeping the wrapper on your lollipop. And then the lady's looking at them like, really?
Like eating a popsicle with the wrapper
this whole
on.
Convo,
like,
this
I'm
ignorant
right here.
ass convo in front of my
That's
table.
why they're flavored.
Right. Like they're not flavored so your vagina's like, marshmallow. Like, girl, that's for you, bitch. What? That is for you.
That is hilarious.
Your pussy don't care. What?
I'm dead.
Speak for your own vagina.
You're probably not even supposed to use flavored condoms during penis and vagina
That just
sex.
sounds like a UTI.
I don't
waiting to
know, but it
happen.
sounds like you're not supposed to.
No.
Well, Molly stockpiles on the Island Punch, and Issa says, "Who's punching your island?" Which took me right out. Such a good line. And Tiffany signs everybody up for dick sucking classes.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, actually, I could just teach it because a bitch is a pro. I mean, I'm not trying to
She
brag.
has to brag about everything.
She really does.
Even sucking dick.
I
That's
love
amazing.
it. I mean, Avi, Derek loves it more.
And
but
Issa's like, you went to school with white girls. You're brainwashed. She was like,
course.
but I'm Becky with the ring.
That's right.
God.
I'm Tiffany with the good ring, and you hoes are not. And she kind of positions it as, well, no, she definitely does, as this is why black men are out here chasing white girls.
She did
because
say
they
that.
suck dick in y'all. And I'm like,
Because of blowjobs.
black girls are definitely sucking dick, Tiffany. That is crazy.
That was a very weird stereotype. I was like, I'd never heard that before.
And that's why I loved so much when Molly said, girl, shut your light-skinned ass up. Because you were just talking out your ass. Like, I don't know what black women's hang up is. And then trying to make it seem like black men are literally marrying white girls because they'll suck dick. Like, that's not.
Yeah, that makes no
But
sense.
Issa
No.
kind of proved her point, though, in that scene when she was like, I just think it's too intimate. And then she was like, so you'd rather him stick his dick in your vagina
Right.
Not your mouth.
Like that
Issa's
logic.
Like, yeah.
I don't know about that logic, but then Issa also says, I feel like men brand you as a whore once you do, or a hoe. Once you suck dick, it's like, oh, she's a hoe. She's not worth, being with, or I can't invest in her, anything like that. And I'm like, I remember dudes saying that in like high school, but I would be really disappointed if like in my 30s, men still felt that way about fucking
They would
blowjobs.
say a lot about their sex lives
Like,
if you were hyped that.
Well, I feel like Issa's kind of talking out of her ass in that respect because, like, she was with Lawrence for how long? Like, where does she have that experience to draw from? Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's like a personal hang up, and so she's just inventing a reason.
Or maybe
for
she's
it.
remembering that from high school.
Maybe.
Or college.
I mean, honestly, when that scene came up later, which we'll talk about, obviously, she seemed triggered. Because I get not liking that, but she was like hitting him and like jumped up.
Like she didn't pay attention in the class they took.
Oh Lord!
Because
I mean, she learned some tricks, but
I would assume that they covered, an exit strategy.
Lord.
No pun intended. And she clearly was not prepared.
And she's not the only one who doesn't suck dick. Kelly says she hasn't done it since Jaleel White, not the famous one with the musty balls.
Oh no!
See all these triggers. They have like dick sucking PTSD.
Oh man,
PTSD.
Yes.
Oh my God, PTSD.
That was a really dumb
It was
joke.
right
Sorry,
there
but
though.
It was there.
Take it.
I set it up for you, man.
Kelly's like, I would rather go down on a woman because at least our machines clean themselves. And I don't have to worry about
Listen.
The shade.
And then she's looking at different vibrators, and I'm mad because I recognize mine.
Oh, that is so funny.
But that's the one where she's like, I'm going to get it.
Yo, I wondered if that was an ad lib because she's the queen
She is.
of
She
the
really
funny
is.
ass ad
She
libs.
is.
It's like when she said, I'm gonna get it, I'm like, that's a Kelly ad lib.
And sometimes I feel like they're laughing and trying not to like crack up
The
out
whole
of character,
time.
right?
So
because
damn
of how
funny.
funny she is. Molly's at work reading a story about Serena Williams and black women and the pay gap, which reminds us of that whole storyline she has going on.
Right.
At work. Hopefully that picks up and we get some resolution. I'm excited to see what she does in the Chicago office.
Yeah, with Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin. But she has a missed call and a voicemail from her mom, and so she is still...
She's ghosting on her mom.
She's keeping her parents on ice. And
Shit.
I understand being hurt or upset to a certain degree, but this happened years ago when you're grown.
Yeah. And this is also really weird in the sense that the way that she treats her relationship with Issa and the fact that Issa cheated and she kind of would support her and Lawrence getting back together. So like now you're going to be so judgmental of your parents getting back together. And again, it goes back to that like unrealistic expectations for relationships. Like shit happens. And if you decide to, work together, clearly they've been together 35 years.
Right.
So they figured something out.
But she's really mad at her mother for staying. And it's like,
Yeah, she's taking it hella personal.
Well, girl.
Meanwhile, she's fucking someone else's husband. So
I kind of see what you're saying about Molly and relationships.
Like, how are you going to be upset while also fucking someone else's man when it's very clear that he is lying to you? Like, I don't believe they're in an open relationship at all.
I mean, I'll be stunned if Candace is like, hey, Molly, are you enjoying the dick? I told him to do this, this, and this.
You think?
That would be
No,
I actually
that'd
see
be really funny.
It would, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I feel like they're going to bump into her and she's going to be like, hey, girl, like, blankly.
I
and
bet
she's
they're
going to be
on,
like,
like,
oh, shit, you haven't heard shit about what's going on with me and your husband.
I bet they're having like a separation. Like the fact that he's out without her so often and she's always away. Like she's doing a retreat. She's doing a thing. I bet they're on a separation and he felt like this was the easier way. He's going to have some whole like, oh, I didn't want to tell you we were separated.
Oh, you know
she's
what?
going to be so pissed.
And I wondered that just because Candace has been away at every episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up with that?
Exactly. I feel like there's something's up in their relationship, in their marriage or something like that.
And this was just an easier way to, I can see that.
Well, Lawrence goes back by his coworker's office again to kind of apologize. Not really, but to be like, you were right. I was wrong.
They hated my shit.
Woot Woot is dead. They just didn't want to hurt the black guy's feelings.
Right. And then she pointed her to her boobs saying
they don't know how to act around these
either. They just sound like nerds.
Real.
Yeah.
But she actually makes him feel better because she's like, listen, we've all failed at something. And my first app was supposed to be better than Uber and Lyft, and it was called Drive By. I'm like, oh, girl, I see how it fucked up.
I was dead when he was like, what were the sound effects? And he was like,
She's like, yours is literally dying out. But again, that great line about sometimes things end. And I'm thinking, let Woot Woot die with your relationship with Issa.
This was such a big alignment at this point. I was like, this is the whole show right here. Where he's like, when he said, I'm looking forward to Lawrence 2.0, I'm like, you bet. And then he's literally looking at this girl and they have that moment. They
have slightly too long of a glance.
Ooh, and she's telling him how she's on, I didn't catch her name.
I've heard it before, but
I didn't catch it. But she, whatever her name is, she was like, I'm on that like version 6.5 or something. Yeah. So I thought, this is cute.
Yeah, this is relatable. And then of course it gets a little weird, and so they break it up with jokes.
Of course,
laughing at each other.
That's a bad idea to start sleeping with somebody at work.
And you know who loves bad ideas?
Yeah, everyone on the show.
Every single cast member.
Oh my God. Well, it's funny because just talking through it with you guys, you start seeing all of these little hints and things that they like put in there. I feel like Lawrence takes L's because his name is Lawrence.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.
Girl.
L's, Lawrence, come on.
When that Lawrence hive comes after you, the name hive, not even the show hive.
Just the name hive. I don't think that is it, but who knows? Maybe.
I'm seeing all of the signs, everything. I'm like that meme where the lady's got all the numbers around her.
You sound like a hotep when they be like, the day was number 2, the time was 3, when you add it, this is 5.
Yes, I can't stand y'all.
Oh my God.
Issa's at Daniel's house listening to the music that has kept him away from her for the past however long, and
it was cute.
It was. What did she say? Sound like Black Daft Punk. He's like, okay.
He's like, sure,
yeah,
all right.
I'm about to be popping though, but he's ready to make it up to her, all these nights that he's been missing or whatever. And so they start kissing, making out. It's very quickly turning to sex. And when he kind of makes a move to take her down, she's like, no, I got this. And is like...
I didn't realize what she meant by that.
Oh, God.
Friend.
I didn't.
She just took a dick-sucking class.
Yeah.
Because remember in the scene with Neighbor Bay, when they were in that similar position, and she was like, hold on, and got on top, to kind of be like, I want rather change, because this ain't working.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just that. And then when she pushed him back, I was like, oh, sexplosion.
His face.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He was like, is this happening?
Like, oh, word?
Oh my God.
Oh,
oh shit. Oh shit, she's taking the jeans off. Oh, he could not get them off fast.
With his gorgeous ass body.
His
holy
abs
shit.
are out of control.
And then his skin, like,
How
he's
do
just
you look
flawless.
Like that?
Oh, God.
Oh my God. So fun. So
hot.
Yeah. So I see how you ended up in this position, girl. But Molly's in the bathtub with Rubber Dickie and Dro. Dro sitting tub side. He's like, you don't even need Rubber Dickie because I could do better than that. Starts playing around, and she's like, oh. Same thing Kelly did at Swingers when old dude started finger popping her at the table.
Jeez.
I thought she was getting sick at the table.
A lot of people did.
I thought she was going to throw up.
I'm the only one who knew immediately what was happening. Maybe because, never mind.
Don't
Definitely
tell on yourself.
Right.
Don't tell on yourself.
Anyway, right then his phone goes off and he has to go because Candace, I guess, is home and locked herself out.
That's a lie.
That's the excuse that he came up with.
Cheska is not buying this shit.
No, I don't believe him at all.
See, I think it is Candace, and she did lock herself out. And he says, the room's paid for, room service is coming. I know this sucks. Like, he's nice about it when he apologizes and leaves. But I think she realizes right then, like, this is why this is a bad idea, because I can't create an emotional connection with someone who already is married to someone else.
Right.
Candace is going to win the battle every time.
Right.
And I think that's because I've mentioned before, I've tried to be in an open relationship once. And the funny thing is, the fantasy aspect when you guys are together is fun. But then
the reality,
when you realize that day the chick calls and you're playing second fiddle.
Yeah.
Because she's in a tub in a hotel dinner's on the way, and he's like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like,
my wife is locked out.
in
I
that
gotta
moment, there was no comparison, and he had to go.
Yeah,
and her whole fantasy in that moment crumbled.
She didn't even want rubber dicky no more.
It was almost like she forgot he was married, because before she was like, well, what are the other Mollys? And it's like, well, he's married. So like that's the person you should be thinking
the
about.
Molly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she said, well, what if I want to date somebody else?
Which
He's
was
like,
so weird. I'm
obviously,
like, why are you asking him that?
Why are you acting
What
like,
is
girl, y'all are
happening?
just fucking. He's married, Mom. This is why you shouldn't have did it.
I got really irritated at that part. I was like, Molly, are you asking permission?
Yeah.
She's so dumb. She is. She's really dumb.
No, I love Molly, but she...
Yeah, this whole situation doesn't make sense.
This situation with Dro is definitely a misstep, but the look on her face, she's so disappointed. And I'm just like, sis, you have to know that the wife is going to win that battle every time. If Candace needs him, it's over.
It's good night.
Yeah, because you are the sex and she is the
heart.
Yeah, the heart.
So I think she's like, this is whack.
She's like, wait, this isn't fun anymore.
So you get to leave and I don't get to be mad. This is trash.
Molly.
And speaking of things that are trash, Issa is putting her brand new skills to work on Daniel's penis. And he is
Listen, Daniel
loving
D.
it.
Listen, I'm just putting it out there. The letters are all starting to line up.
You know what?
Do you know what I'm saying?
You are breaking this show down.
Yes, Hotep. Yes.
Expose the secrets of Insecure.
No, I'm a no-tep. I'm a no-tep.
But yeah, Daniel is absolutely loving it. Talking about, where you learn that?
Shit. He is in
He's
it.
really
in that
into
moment.
it, and he is so into it that he just goes right on ahead and skeets all in her eye.
Oh my god!
And this scene
First
is
of all,
so
I was
fucking
shocked.
funny.
I was like, oh my god, did this just happen?
At first, I thought he was just gonna come in her mouth,
And that's why I'm saying she didn't pay attention in the class. She is partly to blame.
Well, first of all, where is your island punch condom, girl? See, that's what you get. Should have put a condom on that thing first. You could have avoided that.
Lesson.
He could have shot it right into the little chamber. But you wanted to be fast.
But you wanted to be
and
fast.
get through that lesson quick.
An easy cleanup if it had been in there.
She didn't pay attention to the second half of what you do after.
Yeah.
And again, she gets really pissed off for a reason that I felt she overreacted in her anger.
But that's why I felt like it was a trigger. I'm like, did this happen in high school? Did someone shoot in your eye in the
but you're an adult lady now. We can't. She went off.
Yo, she lost it.
She was really, and
I didn't ask for this. It's like, what? Like,
he's like, I didn't ask you to suck my dick.
this happens. It happens, Issa.
I don't know what she was expecting.
Maybe you just mad because it was burning your eye a little bit. And honestly, when she was like trying to like stare at him and be mad, but her eye was half shut. And then if you look, she had little dribbles of cum on her bra.
No. Oh, God.
Oh,
I mean, it does burn. So I was like, oh, Issa.
That probably hurts. You don't want to go flush your eye out before you leave? Like, you just going to leave with semen in your...
And then walking out and getting in an Uber pool.
That was so...
Because you know you can't afford a regular Uber.
Oh, damn, Issa.
And then she walked to the gas station. I thought, is this the same gas station where she was when she was filling up her car real slowly, trying to get like right to $9.50 or whatever? But yeah, you picked up your pride and tucked it in, which honestly I felt like you should have. I don't know. If I was Issa, I would have handled that way differently. I'd be I did have your dick in my mouth. I'm pretty good at it.
And they have normally they have a playful banter with each other.
Yeah.
So I thought they would have turned that into a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's triggered.
I didn't get her reaction to that.
Well,
I didn't understand it.
I think it like bruised her ego a little bit in that respect. Like, it is a super embarrassing situation to be in. But yeah, but it goes back to kind of what you were saying, Crissle, that she plays out things in her mind of the way it's supposed to go. And then it doesn't go that way. And then she doesn't know how to recover. So she loses it rather than just like playing it off. Like she just doesn't know what to do. So she just overreacts.
She wanted it to be sexy.
Damn, you're right.
Yeah, she did want it to be sexy.
Or maybe she thought he wasn't gonna come at all, and then
he was told her.
I mean, he was like, "I'm about to come," and I'm like, "Sis, he
that's
means
why
it."
I'm like, okay, so what did you think was gonna happen?
I don't know why she.
Listen, she didn't finish the class. She didn't. This is supposed to be like the appetizer. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the full course. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do a little. I mean, oh God, listen, y'all know I'm a prude. So, like, the fact that I'm even saying this much, I've heard these things. I'm not speaking right.
You know what made me laugh when I knew you were recording with us today? Because I know how much of a prude you are. I was
when I saw this episode, I was like,
it had to
yes.
be the episode where he busts in her
so
face.
Perfect. Yes.
That
show is so difficult for me to watch. Yo, don't let Patrick come home while I'm watching this show. I'm like, I gotta close the laptop. Hey, babe, how's it going? I'm like so awkward.
Oh no, I love it. But yeah, Issa's whole reaction to that was just way out of left field.
I'm wondering if it's gonna play out later. Like, it's
I mean, they have
more
to talk,
to it.
but yeah, sis, it's oral sex. People ejaculate.
It happens.
It happens. It's okay. Like, yeah, it's definitely I wasn't prepared for this ending, so I'm just gonna storm off and be mad, and that's what she does. She gets in an Uber pool, and of course the guy mispronounces her name. He's like, it's a car pool. Which, shout out to 21 Savage. I know Issa must be so tired of those jokes by now.
You ruined my name.
Issa everything, man.
That's so funny.
Issa's everything. The white girl asked for a black station.
And for 2 seconds, I was like, is this the girl that fucked Lawrence? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Because that would have been great.
That would have been too much.
Would have been great.
That would have been too much. But she snorts coke, so I'm sure she can afford her own Ubers. She can ride by herself. She ain't got to pull nothing. But yeah, Issa's over here with this eye still kind of stinging, riding home, looking dejected, looking sad. And that is where we end episode 6. So any thoughts or predictions for next week or for the rest of the season? Because we're getting to it.
Yeah, my prediction is going to still be that Dro and his wife are actually on a break or a separation, and that's going to make things real awkward when and if they try to get things back together, and then suddenly it's like, oh, we're not really in an open relationship.
Such a good theory.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually trying to mend things. I don't know. I don't trust him at all. And it sucks because they do have such really good chemistry. Yeah, I think that's
and the
my only
actor is
prediction.
cute to me.
He's so cute.
He's cute to me.
His
Like I
smile.
want to believe him, but I don't. I just don't. I don't do it.
And he seems like a good friend. Like the way he talks to her, the way he was with her parents. I don't know.
I hope he's being sincere. I do, because if not, the nice guys of the of the Lawrence Hive are gonna, or maybe just the men who watch Insecure are gonna be like another one pretending to be decent.
Right.
Yeah. So we will see. I guess that wraps up this week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. And we will be back next week.
Thank you, Cheska.
Yes, thank you for coming through. Don't
really
forget, you guys, Insecure on HBO every Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. Bye.
Bye.
Insecurity is a Loudspeaker Studios production. Our producer is Matt Raz. Our editor is Ty Worley. Our social media coordinator is Barry.
And don't forget to follow Loudspeakers on social media. We're Ellison Podcasts on Twitter or Loudspeakers Network on Facebook and Instagram.